Ladies and gentlemen, before I start the video, I would like to make an apology online in front of everybody. I keep referring to Filipinas as Filipinos. I apologize for that, but when I say Filipinos, I mean Filipinas, okay? I don't mean we're all going out with men. We are relationships with ladies, okay? So I apologize for that. And once again, please subscribe and like. I'm desperate. Thank you. Hello everybody. Well, it's Thursday today and it's 12:15 in the AM. I've just come back from the shops. I'm absolutely fucking knackered. I'm having a coffee and I've been at this what I call the mad shop for 2.5 hours, nearly 3 hours, doing shopping for my friend's sari store and lining up for nearly an hour to get through the till. And then when you get through the till, as normal, the boys are chatting up the girls and make etc, and it takes even longer. The boy disappears and then the girl has to leave the till to go and pack your box for you. Anyway, that's not the reason for this video. But anyway, so I remember, can you please subscribe and like if you like this video. If you don't like it, then turn it off. Now, the reason I didn't intend to do a video today, but I just sat down with a coffee and I put YouTube on, and there was a guy, and I won't say his channel, but the guy's Kelvin, nice guy. I've watched many of his, well, lots of his YouTube videos, but he was making a statement, and this you know, basically the statement, he was saying that he's seen lots of videos about what Filipinos want from foreigners, and I can understand quite a lot what he's saying. The video itself was only short and he made some good points, and very quickly I just made some notes so I can let you know. But the thing is, he says foreigners are not desperate. Well, some foreigners are desperate. If they can't get fuck all back home, then they will come to the Filipinos and try and get something here. Now, we all agree that the Filipinos are very beautiful and sexy, so to speak. But he was saying that men want a bit more. They want you to stop talking about you all the time. Stop being jealous. Allow them a little bit of freedom to talk to their friends and everything else. And I've experienced this myself. You can't, you know, if you look at someone, you know, questions are asked why you're looking at them and everything else. And he was saying about the little white lies that girls say about, for example, he used not paying the water bill, and the next you don't tell him, but the next day the water gets cut off where you should have told him the truth, etc. Well, that's fine. And you're sneaky, you're holding back things from the truth. You don't tell the truth about your children or your relationship with someone else or anything, etc. So you're very sneaky. And he was saying that every wife is sneaky and everything. Well, I don't think you could compare everyone with the same sort of people that he's actually describing. Stop worrying. You worry him all the time. Again, this jealousy thing, that are you serious with a relationship and you've been with that person for 5 or 6 years, and are you serious still and everything? I think it's just the mentality and the culture of the Filipinos here, that maybe once they get a man, they are frightened to lose him and go back into that poverty line, or they don't have the opportunities if they were with their own kind. So I think at some point it could be a bit worrying. He says also, give a man peace. Now, I agree with that, but it depends what you mean by peace. A lot of men that come over here don't have a hobby. I have a hobby. I paint. I do oil painting. I do acrylics, I do anything. I also play the ukulele, and I also like my own time. Now, okay, I'm on my own all day long, so I can do that. But a lot of men don't have a hobby, and they're sitting around bored. And when they say give a man peace, I don't really know what he means by that, really. Does he want her to leave the house and give him a few hours on his own, or does he want to go to the beach on his own? But then she'll say, well, did you meet anyone at the beach, etc., etc. But if you're a couple, then you should do things together and put her mind at rest that you are with her and you intend to stay with her. And another thing he mentioned, and I agree with this, I agree with a lot of things that he says, but there's one thing I will say right at the very end, which I find a bit strange. Phones, mobile phones, yes, I agree with you there, Kelvin. It's a fucking pain in the arse. It's like mental torture. You go out with the family to a restaurant and you're paying, of course, and you sit there. It's family bonding, so they call it, family bonding, and everyone sits around the table and they order their meals, and then you're sitting there at the top chair, looking down at the table, and everyone is on their fucking mobiles. Everybody is on their mobiles, and you look around the restaurant and you've got couples looking at their phones. There's no conversation. Everyone is glued to it. It's an obsession. It's an addiction. It's like, I know drugs in the Philippines was quite rife a few years ago and probably still is in certain areas, but a mobile phone is more addictive. Every fucker's on it. Even young children are on there, got their own mobile phones. Everyone's got a mobile phone. And I tell you what happened the other night. I was following a young girl along the sidewalk or the pavement, what we call them, and then she stopped. And I nearly bumped into her. And then she carried on walking. And guess what? She's looking at her phone all this time, and guess what she did? I was following behind her again, and she fucking stopped. And I said it to myself, for fuck's sake. And she must have heard me, because she turned around and said sorry. But this is what they're like. They would sooner get hit by a bus than put their fucking phones down. God's sake, what's so important that you can't wait until you're in a safe area or you're at home to answer someone's message or something? But no, they have got to stop there and then in the middle of the fucking road texting their phone, texting their friends. Also give the foreigner some time. Peace and time, I should imagine, is basically the same thing. And it's not all about you, is what he's saying. The girls, it's everything's about her and everything else. Now, he was saying that all the videos that he's watched this morning was all about what Filipinos want from a foreigner, and what he was trying to put over, and he's quite right, what the foreigners want from a Filipino. But, like I said, there's one line that he said that, I would like to actually bring up. And everything's not about you, which is correct. The foreigner is always the victim. If something goes wrong, it's always the foreigner that's wrong. Yeah, I can agree with that. Because every time the slightest thing that I do wrong, it's always fucking me to blame. You don't know our culture, you don't know our ways and everything else. You should learn our ways. Fucking hell, you can't learn everything. It's difficult. When you've been 60, 65 years living in one culture and used to their ways, you can't just come to a different country, a third world country, and automatically overnight wake up with an hard-on and say, oh, I'm now part of their culture. It can't be done, girls. You've got to give us time, for God's sake. And he goes on to say this jealousy thing again about women and women and women, looking at other women and talking to other women, etc., etc., etc. What he was saying was perfectly right in a lot of instances, and like I said, I've watched his channel many, many times in the early days when I was thinking of coming to the Philippines, and he's very informative. He's very good. But he made one line, one sentence that I thought was a bit strange. It said, and I won't try and copy a black American voice, because it will come out like a Jamaican English afro or something. Hey man, you know man. Anyway, I won't do that, mate. I will not do that. He made a sentence. He said, "We've travelled 8,000 miles from home, left our families and friends to come here." Well, that is your decision. Every man that leaves his home country, whether it's America, England or anywhere else, all leave their friends and families behind. It's no big fucking deal. Why have you decided to leave? You cannot blame the girls, the Filipinos, on you leaving your family and friends, because you made the decision and you chose to come to the Philippines mainly because you wanted a nice young Filipino and not these big fat ass Americans or Brits or whether they look like men. In fact, most of the women over there now are now buying razors so they can shave. But anyway, that is the one statement that I found very strange. The other statements were all correct. They're all correct. But you can't blame the Filipino for you leaving your friends and family behind, because you do it for one reason. You're married, you've got an unhappy marriage, you're sick of your job, you're sick of the country, you're sick of the high cost of living and everything else, and you put that all together, and they are the reasons why you left your home country to come to the Philippines. Now, you had the decision when you come to the Philippines to meet young ladies. And as he says, foreigners are not desperate. But some of these fuckers are desperate. They've never seen a pussy in years, so they come to the Philippines expecting to see one on the first night. That's the problem. Some men are desperate, but the ones that have been here a while and got the savvy of the culture and the way things are with women, etc., etc., they are the ones that are clued up on what to look out for. They are the ones that are not desperate because they know what to look out for. And what he's saying is, girls, you have to change as well if you want to find a good man. Any foreigner, if he's desperate, will accept anybody. A little sniff of perfume and his old trousers start bulging and, oh yeah, I'll have a bit of that. But the ones that have a bit of savvy and can, oh yeah, I know what these girls are like, you know, they're very jealous and they won't give you peace, mate. They are the ones that aren't desperate. So what he's saying, girls, you have to change. And that is correct. That is 100% correct. But I think it's going to be very difficult because it's your culture and you are a jealous, closely knit, family orientated culture. And nothing's going to change that. But look at us. You can't change our culture that has been inbred with us for 40 odd fucking years and then expect to come here for a week and change to your way. No, girls, no. Yes, a foreigner is probably financially better off. And so we're not desperate. But what I'm trying to get at is when he says we've travelled 8,000 miles and left family and friends to come to the Philippines, that is bollocks. Because you made that decision, not the Filipino. You made that decision. So, if all you're after is a little bit of pussy, then you are desperate. So come over, get your little bit of pussy, and then go back home. But if you want to stay here and live, then get a bit wise. And if you want a nice girl, the girls, yes, I agree, the girls have got to change their mindset. If you've been with a girl for 12 years, fucking hell, she must realise that you love her by then. If it's only 12 days or 12 weeks, then fine, I can understand that. After, on the 13th week, you say, hey, fuck off, you know, I've had enough of your jealousy and everything else. But 12 years, yes, I agree. They should know that you love them by now. Now, I want to keep this under 15 minutes, and I'm sorry, I'm not knocking the video. what he said was absolutely right. Girls have got to change. But the statement when he said that we've left families and friends to come here, that was our decision, no one else's. So please again, subscribe and like. And if you subscribe and like, I will make another video. Okay? But I will always make a video anyway because I'm bored, because I've got so much time on my hands. Anyway, speak to you later, guys and ladies. Have a good day. Bye-bye.